You've crashed on a remote island. Food, shelter, and survival are already a struggle, but now something worse. Your teammate had a snakebite. This could be venomous, and there's no hospital. No antivenom, no rescue team. Can you save them with nothing but your knowledge of ancient medicine? You remember something critical? Panicking spreads venom. Movement speeds up the lymphatic system, pushing the venom through their body faster. Right now, your only job is to keep them calm, still, and breathing slowly. For thousands of years, humans have feared snakes. They've tried to fight back using everything they knew. In ancient Egypt, they mashed herbs, oils, and cast spells inscribed on papyrus. South American tribes even made cuts at the bite and sucked out the venom. Sometimes it worked. Other times, it made things worse. But through all the myths and ancient remedies, one truth remains. There was never a true cure. In the 20th century, scientists figured it out. Venom doesn't travel through your blood. It's the lymphatic system that spreads it. In the 1970s, Australian researchers came up with the pressure immobilization method. Wrap the limb with a wide bandage to slow the lymph flow, then splint it to stop movement. That simple trick has saved countless lives. But on a desert island, there is no compression bandages. So what do? Tear strips of clothing for bandages. Use vines or tree bark from banana or fig trees as makeshift wraps. Find a stick or bamboo for a splint. Tie it all together, keeping the limb straight and still. Now you wait. Your friend's survival could depend on what happens next. Let's talk about snake antivenom. In the 1890s, a French scientist named Albert Calmet was stationed in what's now Vietnam. After witnessing a deadly cobra bite, he began experimenting. He injected animals, mainly horses, with tiny survivable doses of venom. Over time, their bodies produced antibodies against it. Then he drew blood, separated the serum, and created the first working antivenom. It was revolutionary. Later, a Brazilian scientist named Vital Brazil created region-specific antivenoms tailored to the exact species of snake, massively increasing survival rates in places like the Amazon. But could you do any of that on a jungle island? Technically, yes. Realistically, no. To make antivenom, you'd need to extract venom from a live snake. You'd need a healthy animal like a goat, pig, or even a dog to inject with small doses of that venom over weeks. Then you'd need a way to extract its blood, separate the serum, purify it, and inject it into another person without causing more harm than help. On a remote island, with no refrigeration, no sterile lab, and no weeks to spare, it's just not possible. You wonder what if you kept goats or pigs, injected them with venom, and apply their blood to future bite sites or inject their blood directly. It sounds clever, but here's why it won't work. First, applying animal blood to a bite doesn't neutralize venom. It won't absorb through the skin. It's not going to help. Second, injecting unprocessed animal blood could trigger anaphylaxis, a life-threatening allergic reaction. Or worse, serum sickness, with fever, rashes, and kidney damage. Even if you had antibodies, you wouldn't know how much to give or how effective they'd be. Without a lab, it's a gamble you can't afford. But there is something you can do. You start documenting drawing the snake, noting the size, color, and pattern. Tracking symptoms, swelling, heart rate, muscle weakness. Because here's the key. Not all venom is the same. Some venom paralyzes your muscles, called neurotoxin. Others attack the heart, called cardiotoxin. Some break down muscle tissue, called myotoxin, leading to rhabdomyolysis and kidney failure. So, if you know what kind of venom you're dealing with, you can make better decisions. If it's neurotoxic, keep your friend calm and breathing. If it's cardiotoxic and you have an AED, you might be able to restart the heart. If it's myotoxin, hydration is key to protecting the kidneys. Even without a cure, recognizing the symptoms and buying time could save a life. And that's survival. What did the ancient wisdom tell us about snake prevention? Ancient Egyptians used fire and smoke around camps to keep snakes away. Fire doesn't scare snakes, but the vibrations from movement and crackling flames do. In India and Africa, people used garlic, neem, and lemongrass to repel snakes. Those plants irritate their sensory system, and it might just help. You clear away brush. You elevate your sleeping area. You stop leaving food scraps around. And when night falls, you seal your boots, tap the ground before walking. and keep the camp active, creating vibrations to drive the snakes away. You may not have a cure, but you've made your camp hostile territory for snakes. Folks, don't try this if you're bitten in urban or non-remote areas. The best thing to do is apply immobilization, first aid, and get to a hospital as quickly as possible. Modern medical intervention, like antivenom, is your best shot. Always get professional help. But out here on the isolated island, your knowledge just might save a life. Like and subscribe for more survival medicine.